Recently, DDP said the co-main event of his UFC 319 main event with Khamzat Chimaev is going to be Paddy Pimblett versus Justin Gaethje, but Paddy Pimblett says, "Yous are mad if you think I'm fighting in August." Paddy would like to just go straight for a title shot against Topuria and bypass fighting a guy like Gaethje, and since Paddy versus Topuria would be such a big fight, maybe the UFC would consider doing that.
Give me a jet to Spain, baby. I'm coming for Ilia Topuria. Who would even fight Ilia at 155 now? Holy. Thank God he didn't accept my call out.
Dean Thomas thinks the fighter who has the best chance to get the next title shot is Paddy Pimblett, but the guy who has the best chance against Ilia Topuria would be Arman Tsarukyan.
Who is the most likely to get the title shot?
I think Paddy is still most likely to get it right now. He's just gonna have to be fair with the number.
Yeah, he's gonna have to be. He's gonna have to be. Who's best suited to be the most competitive with Topuria out of those?
Arman.
Gaethje, Paddy, or Arman?
Arman.
That's what I thought too.
Arman, 100%. Here's why. Paddy might kick better. They might be close in that. But I think Arman will understand the range a little better, and he shoots better. I think he shoots better than Paddy. Yeah, I think Arman does the best against him just because he'll kick more high kicks, and he'll use the range a little better on the outside and shoot faster.
And scramble better.
Yeah, and scramble better. Paddy will just pull guard, and Ilia might even dominate him on the ground. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
I thought the same thing. Well, I guess we're gonna see
top 3 fights in the first half of 2025, and 2 of them are recent, but number 3 is Bilal Muhammad versus Jack Della Maddalena, a competitive war for 25 minutes for the welterweight title. Number 2, Brendan Royval versus Joshua Van. They threw so many strikes in a back-and-forth contest that went right down to the wire. Number 1, Nicholas Mota versus Nazim Sadahav. They went to absolute war for under 2 rounds, but it was thrilling action that ended in a big KO. And the official UFC account also notes that the fight of the month for June is Royval versus Van. Dan Hooker and Arman Tsarukyan still going at it. Your human side note, number 1 contender that nobody gives an F about is what Dan Hooker says about Arman Tsarukyan. If they ever fought, I'd probably go with Tsarukyan, but Hooker has shown improved takedown D and ability to get back up when taken down. He showed that in his fight against Gamrot. Ilia Topuria is now ranked number 1 pound for pound. Islam Makhachev is number 2. Makhachev's manager disputes that. The real pound for pound king beat Prime Volk on the 22-fight win streak, beat Prime Oliveira on a 12-fight win streak. They could fight to settle the dispute, but Makhachev's moving up to 170 to fight JDM for a second belt. Paddy Pimblett critical of Charles Oliveira's game plan against Ilia Topuria. He liked how he started off the fight with some teeps and leg kicks, but did not like the fact that he engaged in close quarters with Topuria.
I really like Charles, but what the fuck was that game plan, lad? You know what I mean? Stand in front of him and get punched in the face. First 20 seconds he did a little bit, teeped him, leg kick, and I was thinking, oh, we could be in for a tough night for Topuria, and then Charles got it once and just started swinging with him. But when he was walking out, I did turn to Graham and say, he looks nervous.
yeah.
And when Ilia walked out, he was just smiling. I don't know what, as I say, I'd love to know what their game plan was. Because that was just, like, it was half embarrassing. What are you doing just standing in the middle, swinging punches with him?
Yeah.
When he's a top-class boxer and he's got power, it's just, it blew my mind at how stupid he could be after, it was his 47th pro fight.
Yeah.
And he was going in there like an amateur.
Paddy does respect the skill set of Ilia Topuria, but he feels his size is going to be a big advantage over Topuria if they fight, and he expects to fight him.
I've said this before in several interviews. People just think he'd steamroll me, you know what I mean? But it's different when there's that much size difference. People think that, you know, I'm not good enough to go against them and stuff like that, but laddie, he's a midget. So I said to them, I will finish you, little boy. You know what I mean? Because he's like that much shorter than me. I'm so much wider than him.
Yeah.
Like, and that plays a part. That's why people cut weights. That's why you get to a certain weight division. Because, like, I love Kevin Holland and I want him to keep fighting at welterweight. But when he fights at middleweight, he gets ragdolled. You know what I mean? He said it himself after the Khamzat fight, I need to stop fighting at middleweight.
Yeah.
That 10, 15 pounds makes a big difference. And as I said, I'd just kick of Topuria around the cage. I can't wait to shock a lot of people. I wanted to fight in Abu Dhabi, but he won't do a quick turnaround like that, which I understand, you know what I mean? You've just done a fight camp, you've just fought him on the belt, you want to be happy for a little bit and not get back on the diet, but as I say, I'm game to fight him then. I'm going to fight him before the end of the year. I'm going to fight him next year. But we'll see what happens. We don't know what the UFC is going to do, because it's not my decision ultimately. It's not his decision. It's Dana Hunter and Sean's decision. But I think it's the only fight to make. You know what I mean? We haven't seen two people genuinely dislike each other since Conor Khabib. You know what I mean? Like, everyone's always dead cordial and all right, where I hate him. I absolutely hate him. Like, I wanted to inflict pain on his life. You know what I mean? I'd like that fight to go 4 minutes, 50 seconds into the 5th round, and I've landed 907 elbows, and I've disfigured his face. You know what I mean? I don't want a quick knockout. I want to put him through pain.
Paddy thinks that Topuria underestimates his skills and won't train as hard for him if they did fight, whereas Paddy does respect Topuria's skills.
Like, I respect him as a fighter, and he doesn't respect me. So I genuinely think if he fought me, he wouldn't train as hard. He just thinks he'd beat me. You know what I mean? I don't think he'd put as much hard work and dedication into his fight camp as he does in his last 3. Like, you know, he's on a legendary run, lad. He's knocked fucking Bulk, Holloway and Oliveira out 3 fights on the bounce, lad. That's an unbelievable last 3 fights. I still think he wouldn't have knocked Bulk out if Bulk didn't take the fight too quick, like, after getting a kick by Islam.
Yeah.
But it's fate, innit? What happens, like. But yeah, I would kick him everywhere.
Arman Tsarukyan doesn't think that Ilia Topuria is that big of a challenge. He sees his wrestling as being much better than his. He thinks that Topuria's wrestling isn't that good because Bryce Mitchell was able to take him down and hold him down.
I'm going to strike him. I'm going to kick him. I watched his first fight, and he was wrestling a little bit. He got tired so much. And he never fought with wrestlers like me. Bruce Mitchell, or what's his name? Bruce?
Bryce Mitchell.
Bryce Mitchell, he's the worst fighter in 145. He took him down and hold him from the crazy position. I can tell he's not high level. I mean, it's not WWE. I can't wait to show everybody.
You said Bryce Mitchell's the worst fighter at 145.
I mean, did you watch his fights?
I did. I've watched his fight.
His kicks, he thinks he's kicking the ball. I think.
Like soccer?
Like soccer, yeah.
You're so crazy, Arman. You're crazy.
I'll send Topuria back to top 15 pound for pound. For me, it's easier to fight Topuria than Oliveira. And then you can just go 1,000 times to take him down because he's not gonna try to choke you or something, you know.
Well, that Bryce Mitchell fight that you were speaking about, he won that fight by submission. Arman.
Grant Dawson not happy about dropping a couple spots in the rankings, back to number 15 again. He is looking to take on Michael Chandler, who's a couple spots ahead of him right now at number 13.